Whoa, are you excited? That's right, it's time for very more Lost Word character readings. What is character readings? It means that sometimes Lost Word writes a lot of things for characters that may or may not be interesting, and that's what we're here to figure out. Last time we did this, we got through all of EOSD's characters, and then Streamer went on a tangent about how some of the characters that exist in the game shouldn't exist, and then I was told about Log Sanai, and I got a little sad. But yeah. So now we're on Letty. So, okay, I see a problem now. So I had changed this diagram here. Hold on. I had changed this so it was easier to see on the tier list, but if it's affecting the cut on this, that's kind of a problem. Allow me to turn this down a little bit. Okay. So this, we're starting with PCB chat. PCB. So let's look at Letty. Letty Whiterock, usual outfit, features a violet vest and a skirt with a white apron. Social club outfit. A cool adult style is created at Corindo with materials from Yukari. Social club style, and she's drinking Coca-Cola. Okay. Fantasy Rebirth. Wow. Alright. Streamer, eyes forward. Eyes forward. Eyes forward. Kogarashi refers to the cold wind that blows at the beginning of winter. This is an apt temperament for Letty, who is a yokai of winter. Wow. Great. Thanks. Capable of manipulating chill. Letty's ability as a yokai of winter, this ability apparently allows her to manipulate the nature of winter. Since his ability is so closely tied to the natural world, she has immense power during the winter season. However, she seems to struggle to gather much power and is always sleepy during seasons that are not winter. Looking into the records, it appears that she doesn't take well to being considered similar to ice fairies like Chirno. This is perhaps because of her pride as a yokai. The two seem to be a good match since Letty is a type of yokai with particularly close ties to nature, and fairies represent nature. If they work together, the two have potential to make up for each other's weaknesses and become more powerful. So let me get on this right quick, because this is actually a pretty respectful way to write it. So I was of the belief for a while now that Chirno and Letty did not get along based on Letty's comments. But after I revisited the topic through the shipping video and I read what Letty said about Chirno, her comments weren't actually like inherently negative towards Chirno. There was nothing really negative there. And the way this is wording it is that she says specifically it says she does not take well to being considered similar to ice fairies like Chirno. But she's not actually saying anything about Chirno herself. She just doesn't want to be compared to things like fairies because of her pride as a yokai, which makes sense. So there's no actual real bad blood between the two of them. It's not like Letty doesn't like Chirno. There are other circumstances you can think of. So I just kind of came to the conclusion that nothing in that article essentially sells the idea that Letty doesn't like Chirno. There's a couple other factors that can be considered. Obviously, you can still choose to interpret it whatever way you want. It's the same thing with I Am Momiji. A big one for that one is how they were paired up a lot, and then Zum was like, hey, guess what? They don't like each other. And people utilized that. They took advantage of that, and they made stories involving their rough beginnings or the fact that they're just not honest with each other. Stuff like that. All different kinds of way you can go about it. Even when the truth comes out, you can still interpret it a certain way that doesn't necessarily go against what's been established, but it plays off of it. And I like when people do that, because playing off established canon, and albeit twisting it a bit, maybe that's not the right word for it, twisting it a little bit to still match up, but your interpretation of it slightly alters. It's slightly altering it so it's still coming out positive, but it's not pretending that what is established never happened, sort of deal. That kind of writing can be difficult. It's restrictive, but that's the fun of it, because it's still being very faithful and true to the characters, and it's respecting the characters while also getting across what you want from them. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. Cold Wave. She shoots bullets as a cold wave in this attack. A low temperature can be described as a long wavelength. Perhaps this is the reason for Letty's relatively carefree personality. Well, Letty's personality is kind of hard to get a feel for, because she doesn't really do anything. Hey chat, do you know in Hopeless Masquerade, Letty has pants? So you know how she wears these really big bloomers? Oh, I just know a little snowman behind her. Oh, look at the little snowman behind her. Isn't that nice? Anyway, in Hopeless Masquerade, she has a cameo, and she's wearing sleek white pants, and they look very, very good. Look it up. Letty Whiterock, Hopeless Masquerade, and you'll see her in very nice pants. Tell Slash, he'll get a quick kick out of it for sure. Unless he probably already knows. Alright, where am I? North Wind. She shoots out a cold north wind in this attack. In the 5 phases philosophy, north is the water phase. It's also the key of winter. This is a true form of a winter yokai who utilizes the power of nature. Lingering Cold. Letty Whiterock's spell card. She shoots bullets with lingering winter air. It is said that there was once an incident where winter never ended and spring never came. Letty still reminisces about that event to this day. However, she was not the mastermind. Table turning. She invokes wandering phantoms to create a blizzard. Phantoms have a low body temperature and is said to be cool when touched. Rituals in which multiple people gather around a table to invoke spirits are commonly known worldwide, and some of them are forbidden. Oh, is that how it... Did Marissa talk about this in the Grimoire? So it's called table turning because it's about summoning phantoms, and it's relating to gathering on a table to invoke spirits. Is that what it's based on, or is Lost Word just making an explanation for the name? I told you those pants are nice. I'd show you a picture, but I don't have it ready. It's a really fucking nice design, and it's just like a 56 by 56 image in the background of Hopeless Masquerade. It's made up? Okay. Well, I appreciate the attempt. It's a little bit of a reach, but I like the idea of trying to give reason for its name of table turning. Invoking spirits, or like things like Kokiri-san and Ouija boards. Table turning, also known as table tapping, table tipping, or table tilt, is a type of seance in which participants sit around a table, place their hands on it, wait for rotations. The table was purportedly made to serve as a means of communicating with spirits. Yeah. Okay, so okay. So I was just wondering if Marissa mentioned that itself, because I can understand that, because when you associate spirits and stuff with low body temperatures. But the explanation it's trying to do here is like how she summons a bunch of phantoms, and it's referencing table, you know, that it's trying. I'm just wondering how much of this is Lost Word trying to explain it, or how much of this has been like established at this point for the spell card itself. I don't know. Crystallized Silver, it's her theme name. The attack collects the cold air and produces a large amount of very hard ice. It almost looks like silver appears out of thin air. It is thought that the opponent is physically pelted before they even feel the cold. This is due to the rapid and powerful diamond dust. The attack uses the moisture from the air, making the surroundings very dry. White Breath. A breath from a Yuki Onna will freeze you. It is said that the Yuki Onna turns into white mist. She's like the wind, as you can hear her but can't see her. It is possible that she could be mistaken for a different yokai. It is said that water drawn in the winter season will remain clean. It is also said that some appreciate it as divine water. Passive, White Mastermind. Okay. Now we gotta back up to 1207, Letty Whiterock. Gensokyo will freeze if it stays winter forever. The long-lasting cold will chill and extinguish the spring. Lingering Cold. Yeah, it's pretty accurate to how it works. Now let us all gather around the table. Oh, the table moved. Who did that, I wonder? She actually calls a fucking table and flips it. Well, isn't that nice? Table flipper. Welcome to the silvery white world. I shall shape your life into a flower of snow. So she makes a big ice chunk and pelts you with it. A little extra just for top. Well, isn't she magical? Isn't she magical? Alright, well, I'm going to put that in the... I'm going to put that, I think, here. I'm going to put it here. And I think the only real reason I want to put it there is because of the extra attention to explanation for table turning. More than anything. That section alone was interesting enough. But the rest of it is pretty cut and dry. Whatever deal, you know? I liked it. I liked that one little tidbit, and that was enough to carry it. Next is You Know Who. You know who's next. It's Chen! Chen in her usual outfit features a red dress and a green hat. Uniform designed especially for Chen by Yukari Yakumo, inspired by clothes of the outside world. Another one of Chen's usual outfits features a Chinese-style tabard that matches Ron's. This is her CDS outfit, right, chat? The haircut doesn't match up, but this is her Sage outfit that she showed up in CDS. I assume that's what it is, because she did have something like this in CDS. I'm holding the mouse so it doesn't scroll. Saw the cards though. Stretching white cat. She's wearing a I forget what it's called, but it's the kind of outfit that Futo wears. Yeah, you can see it on the sleeves and everything. It's a specific type of outfit. I can't remember what it's called though. But yeah. Says usual. It says another one of Chen's usual outfits. Yeah, that part is kind of a stretch because she only showed up once in it, but maybe it's new. Wait, look at her feet, chat. Do you see it? Hold on. Might have to zoom. Might have to zoom. Oh god, it shrunk. I can't do it. Look at her feet. She's wearing like, look at her shoes. They're not like sock silly shoes. They're like fancy shoes. Like she's dressed up. On Myoji Fit, that's what it was. Yeah. And then, what the fuck? Formula Picada. Nyanted Dead or Alive. Nyanted Dead or Alive. Why are they all worth Chen's outfit is the five-tailed leader, a victory equation. Wait here, I'll try to calculate it. What is she fucking talking about? Alright. Temperament, Hiyori. Hiyori refers to clear and pleasant weather as well as a day that is good for doing a specific kind of thing. And that would be what? Temperament is a perfect match for the moody and whimsical Chen. Okay. Capable of using Yojutsu. Chen is a Shikigami that lives on the Yokai Mountain. Yeah? Now, that's weird, but it's not inaccurate. Because Yokai Mountain was not really an established location until later. But Mayohiga is located in the mountains. That's the whole point of it. So her living on Yokai Mountain would make sense, and Mayohiga being attached to Yokai Mountain makes sense. I mean, Puppet Dance Performance did it too. They combined that area with that. It makes sense, but you don't really think about it because Mayohiga came first. But if it was on Yokai Mountain, it doesn't break any issue because Mayohiga is known as the town. It's like an actual folklore it's known to be the village in the mountains, right? And she just lives there alone, by the way. So, sad. So Bakeneko possessed by a Kishin. A what? What? What do you mean a Kishin? That's a high-ranking Oni. Who the fuck? Who told him that? That can't be real. That gives her more yokai power than a regular Bakeneko, which is probably why she can use Yojutsu. Her Yojutsu may also be why she can faster than the eye can see. While it's not an unusual ability for a yokai, she's growing every day and still getting stronger. Or she should be anyway. But a Kishin? No, she's possessed by a Shikigami, not a Kishin. Huh? There's something wrong. When possessed as a Shikigami, Chen acquires the fearsome power of a Kishin. Oh, so somebody's wrong. Somebody's wrong somewhere. Because the thing is that her connection to her Shikigami is actually weaker. It's not as cut and dry as Ron. So when she's splashed with water, she turns back into a regular Bakeneko. But also, she still has her Bakeneko tendencies, so she's unreliable to Ron. But when she, when she actually, the Shikigami gains control and works, then her abilities are quite strong. It's quotes from PCB. Okay, I think we figured it out then. So, basically, Lost Word is wrong. 0 out of 10. Alright. Attacks. Little kitty ears. She shoots out bullets in a triangular pattern, just like cat ears. Is that why she shoots triangle bullets? Ron told her to train to create a simple shot, so Chen worked hard to come up with this shot on her own. She really did her best. Oh, well, good for her. Good for her. Little kitty ears. Lucky cat paw. Black cats are often said to be unlucky, but they're actually considered to be omens of good fortune in some parts of the world. It's unclear what kind of luck Chen's paw might bring, but in any case, it is useful when having battles of bullets with fairies. Anti-fairy playtime. It's basically the spread shot. Well, no, it's the spread shot. It's the one she just fires in in her the triangles that open up. Power of the high level Oni, which the translator lost for Desro, is possessed by Kishin. Yeah, I think they fucked up, but they're not gonna fix it, not unless they watch this. Hermit sign, Feng Huang egg. She throws the egg of the Feng Huang, the Chinese phoenix, at her target. Feng Huang are the top of the sacred birds, so throwing their eggs is definitely not okay, if the eggs are real, that is. If you're going to try this bullet hell attack, you should be prepared for the wrath of the Feng Huang. Yan Chu Hui Zo Hong Hu Luan. Egg. Egg. No specifics, just egg. Red Oni, blue Oni. She borrows the power of 2 Oni to shoot 2 colors of light bullets. The 2 Oni are actually Zenki and Goki, the Oni that Ron borrows power from. And Zenki and Goki are actually Yukari Shikigami. They probably see a lot of interesting things to report back to their mistress. Is that true? I know about Zenki and Goki, because obviously Ron's spell card uses Zenki and Goki, the green and yellow shots. Yukari Shikigami, but are they Oni? I guess they just work for all 3 of them? I guess so. Don't know if that's absolutely true. Well, what do we know about Zenki and Goki themselves? We know they're familiars, and we know that Ron uses them specifically. Are they the same ones that get used in Red Oni, Blue Oni? Do they belong properly to Yukari? Bakeneko acquire fearsome power when possessed by a Kishin, but since Chen's user is also a Shikigami, her ability is fairly low. What? Bakeneko acquire fearsome power when possessed by a Kishin. Wait, so PCB Almakes also says that. Is it possible that the word Kishin was mistranslated? But since Chen's user is so this information up here is coming straight from the idea of that PCB Almake. Well, Zenki Goki and Red Oni Blue Oni are the same. They're just different color and different movement. Red Oni Blue Oni is vertical. Zenki Goki is horizontal, but it's the same stuff. hold on. So this says Bakuneko's this claims she's possessed by a Kishin. PCB Omake says Bakuneko acquire fearsome powers when possessed by a Kishin. But since Chen's user is also a Shikigami, her ability is fairly low. I find it hard to read that sentence because I'm not sure if it's saying that Chen is possessed by a Kishin, or it's just saying that Bakuneko are stronger when possessed by a Kishin. Because everything that comes after that has nothing to do with the first sentence. Chen's user is also a Shikigami, so her ability is fairly low. That is not relevant to the previous statement of Bakuneko acquiring fearsome power possessed by a Kishin, right? So, is she possessed by a Kishin? I don't think she is. I think she's possessed by a Shikigami, right? But the thing about that sentence as well, it says, but since Chen's user is also a Shikigami, it's implying that the text has already specified that she's a Shikigami, right? Is that supposed to be where Kishin is saying? Kishin is supposed to be Shikigami, so it's referencing that? Or is it referencing that she's a Shikigami from her title? Because her title is Shikigami. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm confused. I don't know. Shikigami's not a status, it's a thing. A Shikigami is a thing. So a Shikigami possesses Chen, and Chen becomes a Shikigami to Ron. But Chen is a Bakuneko who's possessed by a Shikigami, much like Ron is a nine-tailed fox who is possessed by a Shikigami as well. So the Shikigamis aren't the beings themselves, they take over the beings. Would imply they're both a Kishin and a Shikigami. But how could two different things be possessing Chen, right? How could a Kishin and a Shikigami be possessing Chen and she's like a stage 2 boss? What? Fuck, my head is hurting, man. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't think it makes sense for her to be possessed by a Kishin at all. Because a Kishin is a high-level Oni. But it's Chen. It's fucking Chen. She's an inexperienced Shikigami. Unless she was a special Bakuneko, and because she was possessed by a Kishin, she became humanoid. And maybe that's why Ron took her in the first place? Because we don't actually know why Ron took in a Shikigami to begin with. But her taking Chen on as a Shikigami could have to do with the fact that she's a Bakuneko possessed by a Kishin, because that makes her stand out. This is a permanent sentence. When possessed by a Shikigami state, she can use various kinds of sorcery that's extremely dangerous, but is weak to water. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. If you splash water on her, the Shikigami wears off and she returns to being just a regular Bakuneko. But this Kishin thing is not mentioned by Akyu. But again, Aku's information is not to be taken 100% as truth because it's Akyu. Double-edged sword of perfect memento in strict sense canon is that it's in-universe canon, so it can be incorrect because it's written from the perspective of a character in the universe. So, Chad, I think this comes down to what you want to believe here, but I feel like I've been able to explain how it can be possible for this to work. So, obviously, Ron is Yukari Shikigami. I don't know how difficult it is for a Shikigami to have a Shikigami, but why would Ron have a Shikigami in the first place, right? She would have to find a particularly interesting character, like creature, for her to want to do that, right? And she finds a Bakuneko who's possessed by a Kishin. She thinks, damn, that's it. That would give reason as to why Chen was chosen. Or Chen was just whatever. Maybe fucking Ron threw a paper out in the ocean or into the grass and it landed on a cat and she was like, alright, you're my Shikigami now. But this kind of helps. This idea of her being possessed by a Kishin originally helps give explanation why Ron would go out of her way to turn her into a Shikigami and keep her around and train her despite her shortcomings. Spawn is written in the lore entry for Chen A7. Well, that's like Turbo fan lore. I mean, I know that's referring to the Chen that's straight from PCB, but we're in the main universe. We're not looking at any alternate universe shit right now, okay? Because alternate universe shit can say whatever it wants, and it can just hide behind the fact that it's an alternate universe. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. I don't like that. So, That's why we're looking mainly at the main universe stuff, because this is supposed to be the Gensokyo we know. No alternate timeline or anything like that. So no protective shield that says, actually, different universe streamer, it's okay. The Omake text also says possessed as a Shikigami instead of by a Shikigami. The fuck does that mean, though? How can you be possessed as a Shikigami? These two boss Bakeneko living in the mountain possessed as a Shikigami. A Bakeneko living in a mountain possessed as a Shikigami. What does that even mean? Possessed as a Shikigami. How can you be possessed as a Shikigami? I'm not even Holy shit, Chen. You have taken up like 20 minutes of my time with this. You're killing me here. Well, if you're still here, congratulations. We're moving on, though. I don't know how much more of this. I don't know how much more of this we can get without just asking Zun. All right, somebody write this down on the big book of questions. We ask Zun when we get the chance. All right, the fuck is going on with Chen? It says Chen's user is also Shikigami. It's talking about how Ron is Chen's user. Yes, I know. That's why it's saying that. But I'm just wondering to the relation. You know what? We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're not making any headway here. We're not making any headway here. Point is, Chen is a special little girl. Good for her. Alright. Last word. Requiem of Tenyuji. This is a bullet hell attack that Chen based on a famous legend surrounding a Bakeneko, a type of yokai cat. In the legend, a cat licked the blood of a dying old woman and turned into a Bakeneko after taking on the old woman's grudge. It took her a while because she needed Ron and Yukari to read her the story many times. Thanks to the efforts of her exhausted mistresses, Chen was finally able to attain the last word she so desired. I don't know the story. Somebody can tell me. But she had a bedtime story for weeks on end till she remembered every detail of the story. Shikigami Enhancer. An emergency Shikigami function put in by Yukari. It makes Chen move more quickly, like a cat. Makes her more flexible, like a cat. Makes her better at targeting her prey, like a cat. Real story, I did check. What's the story about? Give me a summary. Give me a TLDR of it. Chen moves. Don't attack me until I'm ready, okay? And done. Here I go. Pulled out a gun. Egg! She threw eggs. Look at her. She's practicing her shadow boxing. I still can't beat Lady Ron. But I will someday. Blue Oni, red Oni. Why did Flandre end up upside down? I might be a Shikigami, but I'm still a Bakeneko. If I taste vengeful blood, I want revenge. Cat mode. Hold the phone. I want to see her smear frames. Look at her smear frames. High cat energy. Schleich. Doing the kitty thing. Happy days, happy days. It's on the Bakeneko wiki. The what? Emperor or whoever killed a dude who was playing Go with the mother of that guy who died, was talking to a cat and then die on herself. Cat licked her corpse, became Bakeneko and killed that emperor guy. Oh. I see. So he killed a guy he was playing Go against? Why? Chat, I'm gonna put that in cool emoji because it got us talking for like 15 minutes. That's why I'm putting it in cool emoji. That's pretty impressive. You fucked me up with that obscure ass trivia, that's for sure. Alright. Next is Alice. Alice Margatroid's usual outfit. It features a sleeveless blue dress. An outfit for calligraphy lent to Alice by Aki with a magnificent Japanese privé design. Alice's outfit that she usually wears indoors, she wears it when serving tea to her guests. Fantasy Rebirth outfit. Oh, of course. She's just like a hatter. Oh, she's even got the Alice socks. Look at that. The blue and the white stripes. So, this is her old outfit. And this is a better outfit because of the down. Anyway. Temperament. Hyo. Hyo refers to hail, which are large balls of ice that rain down from cumulus clouds. It is a fitting temperament for Alice, who at first glance seems to have a strong will and a calm spirit, but that is not all there is to her. Cutting that short, haven't you? Capable of handling dolls. Alice's ability to manipulate puppets with magic strings is unique to her. While the dolls move like they are alive, this is all Alice is doing. She can move multiple dolls at the same time. The magic strings she uses are invisible, but because of their length, she cannot manipulate dolls that are too far away. While it is said that Alice has her defenses down when she is handling her dolls, you would have to get through her dolls to get to her, and well, that's easier said than done. Spectrum Mystery. She shoots out a barrage of red light bullets. Some say it's similar to Marissa's missiles. Perhaps they have been exchanging ideas. Shanghai Doll. Alice's Shanghai Doll is one of her favorites and is top class, showing up with Alice often. The doll looks very cute, but the lasers she shoots out are incredibly powerful. Anti-Thief Laser. Why does that one have a different name than like all the others? Holland Dolls. Dolls shoot out rotating red lasers in the shape of crosses. Alice's magical bullet attack uses dolls, which gives her a unique strength that Marissa and Patchouli cannot recreate. Well, there's more anti-thief lasers. Seeker Dolls. Features a fearsome barrage of dolls who seek the target out with lasers. It would be difficult to escape this squadron of puppets. The different level attacks have different effects. What do you mean? Phantom of the Grand Guignol. That's actually her last word. I didn't realize that. This bullet hell attack showcases Alice's puppet theater. She controls a large number of dolls simultaneously and encircles her target with them. Creates a grand stage, but the performance is a cruel tragedy, and the target of the attack is the starring actor. Bloody Puppet Show, stage for Act 1, Act 2, Final Act. Some of Yokai Slayer or Human Slayer on them, basically. Oh. She places a musical box puppet show at a distance as a decoy to lure her enemy's eyes away from her. Okay. Alice uses her skill for perception to see where her target is aiming. Apparently she can even perceive the past lives of phantoms. Huh? Chat. I need the researchers on this one right now. What is this information? Where did this come from? What the fuck do you mean she can perceive the past lives of phantoms? Assist Doll. Alice makes her dolls work together efficiently to increase her own firepower. This supports her allies too. How thoughtful of her. I want to know, where in universe did it ever specify that she could perceive the past lives of phantoms? That's a hell of an ability for Alice to have for no fucking reason. Where did she get that from? I can see how you lived your life. Well, Alice, now we look at your magic. Come to me, cute red-haired dolls. Won't you lend me your power? This is blue-eyed Alice. Holland Dolls! Oh, you're in the blender. Wait, that was Holland Dolls. I thought it was Hodai Doll. Teehee, you should be careful. Maybe this one is Hodai. These dolls will do anything to protect me. Seeker Dolls. That's her, that's one of her spell cards in Hisotensoku, the one that casts the laser web above her. The pitiful phantom who knew not love and yet was crazed with love. Brutally covered in blood, the final curtain rises. The Grand Guignol. Oh, that's it? Oh, that was underwhelming. I wouldn't even say I'm spoiled from Fantasy Maiden Wars about that, but look how small she is. But that was just kind of a stab. Okay. Well, that was pretty boring. That was very boring. But I'll give her one thing, and that is the phantom comment that caught me off guard. I need information on that, but otherwise that was all just Alice used dolls. Yep, sure does. It wasn't even that interesting. Maybe it's not fair. Maybe I should put her in basic because she had something in there that caught me. But just like Patchy, it was kind of just like, yep, that's Alice, all right. But it wasn't even like interesting, I suppose. At least she wasn't treated like a joke. Alright, who's next? Lily. Lily White's usual outfit is a white dress, pure as spring sunlight. Spring is the season of growth. Lily White's kimono is one of the costumes available for hire. Horindo. Lily blooming in spring. She's got a horn. She's gonna blow the horn. Horn of the apocalypse. She took her hat off. The source of her power is gone. That's it. Where's Lily Black? Temperament. Haru Ichiban. First of the first strong warm wind of spring. It is perfect for Lily White, the herald of spring. Are capable of heralding an arrival of spring. Lily White's ability heralds the arrival of spring. That's all. However, this ability may also include finding the smallest signs of change from winter to spring and letting all living beings know that the season of awakening has arrived. If this is true without Lily White, nobody would notice spring's arrival, as spring is the season of birth. It would be quite a predicament if this were to happen. Hina Arare. Hina Arare are colorful bite-sized rice crackers made for a spring festival. This bullet hell attack was born after Lily fell and sent some of these rice crackers flying. The child of Miyare gave her the snack and also taught her the snack's name. But the name is too complicated for Lily White to read. I don't believe you. I don't believe that Aku did that. She must have fell years ago. Different Aku, not our Aku. It was a Hachi. Yeah, sure. You think fucking you fall and destroy Aku's crackers, you think she's gonna give you one? Petal Blizzard. Hey, that's a Pokemon move. Lily had been playing with some petals when she thought of this bullet hell attack. She named it after a phrase she heard Youmu say, but the words are a bit difficult for her. That's her the cherry blossom one. After Yomu's cherry blossom sword. Spring sign, surprise spring. It appears out of nowhere and can be a bit startling. Lily is the fairy herald of spring, which means she goes around announcing when spring has come. Perhaps she is trying to delight people with a little surprise. Starry Gazy Pie. It can also be called Stargazy Pie. Lily created this bullet hell attack so that she could enjoy her battle of bullets with the other fairies. You can't find sardines in Gensokyo, but the guard at the Scarlet Devil Mansion said they were delicious, which was the catalyst for this attack. What the fuck is a Stargazy? The bush warbler's call is first heard in the morn. Huh? Lily created this bullet hell attack so that she could enjoy her battle of bullets with the other fairies. The birds come flying when they hear that spring has arrived. Kozuzu saw this attack once and named it after a line from a poem. Lily White doesn't really understand what it means. It means spring is here, idiot. call of spring. A cheer for new flower buds and plants sprout to encourage them to grow big and beautiful. A bold call to loudly announce the arrival of spring. Life awakens and spring spreads throughout the world. Spring is a season of warmth and life. It soothes the body and soul. Okay. Do it, Lily. It's coming. It's coming. Spring is coming. It's here. It's here. Spring is here. Take a deep breath, Lily. Bro, she's spitting bullets. You see that? Look at her. She takes a deep breath. Takes a deep breath. And she just goes, poof. Bleh. It's easy to tell phantoms apart. Negative 14.7 degrees Celsius phantom is left over there from regret of having died while borrowing money. Oh, shit. Alice said that in immaterial and missing power. What the fuck? Okay, that's a... How do you know she wasn't bullshitting? Nobody can prove she wasn't bullshitting. Sardines are the fish of spring. Are they? Eat them in this yummy pie. Huh? Huh? Lily? Pie? Where do you see pie? Yes, I'm still listening. Where do you see pie? You stabbed her. You impaled her. Where was the pie? Lily. Lily, the pea. Oh, Lily, the pea. It's upside down. You turned the pea upside down. What were you thinking? Oh, now it says die. No. The call of the bush warbler is nice. But I want to see the spring cherry blossoms. Listen, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Listen to the noise they make. They sound like wet paper crashing into her. And then Lily is just... Lily's just dancing. Look at her dance. Lily W. She's doing it. She's doing her spring announcement move. Okay. Oh god, all 3 Prismrivers. They're next. Alright, Lily. I'm gonna put you in... I'm gonna put you in here. Because I like the explanations to your moves. That's fine. I'm gonna move Alice up to basic, though. I can't believe that information... I don't even know if the information's real. Because from all we know, Alice is just talking out of her ass, and that phantom can't say anything to disprove it. But if you want to read into that as she can fucking see into the past lives of phantoms, then alright, you can have that ability. You can give Alice any ability you want. Alright, now the Prismrivers. Starting with Lunasa. Poltergeist Violinist. Lunasa Prismriver's usual outfit, where it's a white shirt with a black vest and a wrap skirt. Baton. Luna's marching band costume has the baton twirler style of a leader. What are you playing there, champ? White double bassist. Chat. Isn't that a cello? I don't think basses are that big. Isn't that a cello? Or do they make basses that big? But a cello would make more sense because you play a cello with a similar instrument, right? It is a double wait, that's a real instrument? Really? It's just that size? The fuck does a double bass use for? It looks like a cello. Look at the moon on it. It's inscribed. Alright, shows what I know. I thought anything that size was just automatically a cello. Look at her stupid little Jun hat. Prismatic stage. Lunasa's special concert costume is even more determined than usual. Oh, is she? No tours. Where's my tours? Temperament. Kanrei Zensen. Kanrei Zensen refers to cold fronts, the leading edge of a mass of colder air that moves in and replaces a mass of warmer air. This temperament matches Lunasa's cool and calming music. Calming, huh? Ability. Capable of performing melancholic notes. Oh, it just released, so it hasn't been updated yet. Okay. Melancholic notes are sounds that calm the listener. Listening to these notes in moderation can soothe feelings of excitement or hysteria, but overexposure can lead to depression, where the listener loses all motivation. Listening to Lunasa's solo performances can be dangerous, but the harmful effects are negated when her music is combined with Lyrica's illusionary notes. It should be noted that the Prismriver Ensemble's music resounds directly in people's minds and spirits, so you can still hear it even if you cover your ears. The sisters are poltergeists, which are similar to phantoms yet distinct. The instruments they play are phantom instruments, and the music they produce is also made up of phantom sounds, making their performance a fantastical art that belies human understanding. Lunasa is very important to the group, but she's also, like, unfortunate because she can't solo. She can't run a solo to a career because her notes are too basic. Thank you for the resubs, Alex. Alright, tuning. She attacks with the notes played when tuning her violin spirit. Being a maestro of the violin, Lunasa can even create beautiful and compelling music while just tuning. However, if you listen for too long, the music will calm you down to such an extent that you'll fall into a state of depression. Look at all that tuning. Slow sound. She attacks with a timbre that calms down her opponent. Out of the three poltergeist sisters, Lunasa's ability makes her exceptionally skilled at creating music that calms down all who listen. Lunasa's melodies are all the more moving if you listen to them when worn out or tired. Just remember to not listen for too long or you'll become depressed. Slow fugu. Divine strings. Stradivarius. She attacks with the notes played from a famously exquisite make of violin. The Stradivarius is the name given to any string instrument made by a certain family. Lunasa's violin is said to be from a spirit of an instrument that outclassed even the Stradivarius, so perhaps it's a simple task for it to reproduce the sound of a lesser instrument. However, you should listen to the Prismriver Ensemble if you want to hear the violin for any length of time. It's a really fancy violin. The pronunciation of timbre. Listen, I'm Canadian. We say timbre all the time. Alright? I don't care if you spell it E-R. I don't care if you spell it R-E. It's timbre. Alright? Timbre, timber, it's timber. Like tree, like wood. Doesn't matter. Lunasa solo live. Lunasa's Prismriver. Oh, wait. Stack is made up of the notes played in Lunasa's solo composition. The Prismriver Ensemble often begins with the three sisters together in unison, but the older sister solo's performance is also a show in and of itself. As to be expected of the ensemble's leader, her calm melody is both delicate and compelling. Hearing her performance makes even the most ferocious of lions become like docile kittens. But it is a solo, so don't listen for too long. It's dangerous. It's actually how Bear Hugger gets KO'd. I know. He's Canadian. I'm Canadian. He also chugs maple syrup, plays hockey, is a lumberjack, boxes with bears, wears a toque in his rematch, and is friends with the local wildlife. He's a Canadian. Final encore. He's just like me! Well, we are both Canadian. Lunasa solo, final encore. Due to popular demand, the Prismriver Ensemble may hold many musical events throughout the year. The encore on the last day of these events is always the climax. Lunasa's solo portion of the song provides a certain emotional stability to the climactic tension, which is a hit with the veteran fans, though whether you can enjoy the song while being attacked is up for debate. Only Lunasa could play such a relaxing melody. Just listening to this music makes you feel sophisticated. Freeform jazz. There's a new Prismriver song. You better hurry and go buy it before they run out. What? Passive. Spiccato. Martelli. Legato. A song of healing for a tired heart and soul. This may have been played as a lullaby for a certain younger sister. Wow. Lunasa's first. I shall reproduce the sounds of these famous violins. Enjoy the music to your heart's content. It is a spell card she does, and that's actually pretty accurate to how it goes. Thanks for coming, everyone. Now please enjoy my solo. You ever wonder why Lunasa is leagues more popular than her sisters? To a point where it's not even funny? I'm Lunasa Prismriver on the violin. I poured my heart and soul to this performance for you all. Oh, she's playing the theme. You can kind of hear it. Hold on. Hold on. I'll turn it up. She's playing the Prismriver theme. Well, that was nice. I enjoy. Alright, they're gonna get their victory pose all together. Alright, Lunasa, let's go into the basic tier. Merlin's similarly pretty popular, though, for other reasons. What is Blood talking about? What is he saying? What is he saying? Hey, Slash, have you ever seen Letty in pants? I brought it up earlier. In Hopeless Masquerade, Letty's cameo has really nice pants. I think you should go look at them right now. Next is Merlin. Pale pink vest and flared skirt. Marching band costume. A sousaphone is a brass instrument with a twisted tube. Okay, didn't know that. White flutist. She plays a flute. And prismatic stage. Nobody can see it. Ondan Zensen. They're really nice pants. They're way better than the shit that Zung gave her. Ondan Zensen refers to warm fronts, the leading edge of massive warmer air that moves in and replaces massive colder air. Temperature matches Merlin's heated and energetic music. Capable of performing maniac notes. Like the Haruhi outfits? Okay. Maniac notes are sounds that excite the listener. Listening to these notes in moderation can help cure depression, but overexposure can make the listener hysteric and aggressive. Like Lunasa, Merlin's solo performances can be dangerous. But similarly to Lunasa's music, the harmful effects are negated when the music is combined with Lyrica's illusionary notes. Merlin's maniac notes directly affect the listener's spirit to make them happy, which may explain why she's said to have the most fans out of all the Prismriver sisters. Well, that ain't right. While there are many reasons to listen to music, it's safe to assume that most people listen to music for the joy it brings them. Riverside Song. She attacks with a cheerful melodic note in a cross pattern. Due to how rivers are formed by nature, the land next to them is often wide and flat, perfect for performances of all kind. Perhaps the Prismriver Ensemble also has some concerts down by the river. Trumpet Soul. She attacks with the cheerful music played from her trumpet spirit. The notes played by Merlin are maniac notes, notes that excite and motivate all who hear them. Fitting for a trumpeter, as they are often considered the star of the orchestra. Are they? By who? Me? Nether Trumpet Ghost Clifford. She attacks with music reminiscent of a legendary jazz trumpeter. It seems that quite a few magicians of relatively modern music, such as jazz and rock, have passed away under unfortunate circumstances. No, perhaps the same can be said of musicians from the classical era of music too. That's random. What are you talking about? Noise sign Merlin Happy Live. This attack is made up of the notes played in Merlin's solo composition and predominantly features trumpets. It's happy. A very happy attack. But what is happiness? Most likely, it's not something that can be just given to you or that comes to you out of nowhere, but something that you yourself find in your everyday life. Merlin's fans are surely reflecting on the happiness they have found while listening to this song. Final encore, Merlin solo. Due to popular demand, the Prismriver Ensemble holds many musical events throughout the year. The encore on the last day of these events is always the climax. Merlin's solo portion of the song provides even more excitement to the already exciting occasion, so the audience must be careful not to faint from the frenzy, though they may be difficult as concerts by their very nature. Though they may be difficult as concerts by their very nature are exciting. Jamming tube. Huh? What'd you say? The music is too loud. Military bugle. It can be used for communication and increase morale. Toot toot toot. All night noise. The main characteristic of poltergeists is they make noise. A certain girl projected the memories of her sisters onto the noises in her mansion. Why you gotta say? Why you gotta call her that, huh? Why you gotta say a certain girl? Come on out and say it. Spill it. Wait, Lyrica's next on this. Okay, we're gonna watch it all at the end then. That's not the order, idiot. The order is oldest to youngest. Merlin. Why are they ordered like this? Lunasa, Merlin, Lyrica is the order. Stop with this fucking alphabetical order shit, alright? Stop putting them in alphabetical order. Put them in oldest to youngest. Because that's how it makes sense. Usual outfit, white shirt with a red vest and culottes. She's actually wearing shorts in Lost Word, I noticed. That's a interesting choice. She plays along with her xylophone. White organist. She can play an organ. Tei-Tai Zensan. Refers to stationary fronts, the transition zone between a mass of cold air and a mass of warmer air that collide at close to the same velocity. An apt temperature for Lyrica, who harmonizes the music of her two older sisters. Capable of performing illusionary notes. Illusionary notes are phantoms of sounds that do not exist in nature and have been lost from the outside world. Lyrica seems to collect these illusionary notes as a hobby and then uses them in her performance. When these notes are harmonized with music played by Lunasa or Merlin, it lessens the effect of her sister's music on the minds and spirits of the audience. According to the book written by a certain magician, Lyrica's music doesn't resonate in your heart compared to her sister's music. This may be because Lyrica's music doesn't affect the mind or spirit of the listener while played in isolation. In an interview that Lyrica gave to a newspaper, she explains that the notes she plays are thoughts, and that they only form true music when accompanied by the emotions encompassed in the notes of her sisters. The Prismriver Ensemble's music is only balanced when played in concert. The music is skewed to one extreme or another when played individually. Keyboard spirit. She attacks with a fantastical sound from her keyboard spirit. It seems that the spirit instrument that Lyrica usually performs with was not of any specific model or make. Perhaps the spirit can imitate the sound of various instruments in a similar way to how spirits of people can possess other people. Phantom noise. An attack utilizing the fundamental noises of all poltergeists make. The Prismriver sisters do not merely create the noise of phantoms, but the spirits of different noises. Unlike normal sounds, they are not heard with the ear, but with the heart. Bosendorfer, divine performance. She attacks by replicating the music produced by the instruments of the legendary piano manufacturer. Keyed instruments, particularly pianos, are costly due to how delicate mechanisms, but every orchestra needed one in this 19th century when this manufacturer was founded. Lyrica is more than skilled enough to make full use of her high-quality instruments and captivate the audience with her music produced through them. Lyrica solo live. This attack is made up of all the mysterious notes played in Lyrica's solo composition that rapture all who listen. Lyrica's music is unique in that, unlike her sister's music, it does not affect the mind and spirit of the listener while heard in isolation. However, this also lends Lyrica's music a distinct beauty compared to her sister's music. Perhaps fans of Lyrica may be the true connoisseurs of music within the Prismriver fanbase. You can tell a fucking Lyrica fan wrote that. Lyrica solo. Due to popular demand, the Prismriver Ensemble has many musical instruments of the year, blah blah blah. Lyrica's solo portion of the song builds upon the solo performances of her sisters to produce an unpredictable and ever-entertaining performance of her own. Lyrica's talents lie in her ability to harmonize the three individual performers of the ensemble while retaining their own unique qualities, making her an indispensable part of the group. Lyrica is perhaps the most skillful of all the Poltergeist sisters. There's no sound that she cannot reproduce. Probably. Controlling the audience through nothing but timbre and melodies is perhaps the fundamental power of music. Lyrica may also be the conductor of the ensemble. Come on, let's take it up a notch. Alright. I want to hear them play their theme. Come forth, legendary piano spirits. Now is the time to display the divine quality of your music. Prism. Yamada. Bolsendorfi. Quick, Flandre, get in the middle of it. It's safe there, I promise. I have the stage all to myself today. Lend your ear and heart to my medley of illusionary notes. I think it's neat that this Lyrica design for Lost Word has the light brown hair that is so basic, but it also decided to give her shorts. Lyrica Prismriver on the keyboard. I'll give you the best grand finale you've ever heard. Because she wears a skirt, but she was... Oh, the next part of it. Oh, that's neat. So in tandem, they all play an individual part of their theme. I like the ghost flames on it, too. Yeah, Lyrica wears a skirt, but she looks like she wears a dress. Come on, legendary trumpeter spirit. Let's liven up this concert together. She looks like she's wearing shorts due to Zun shenanigans. And that was a thing for a little bit. But Tall and Nine very quickly made it clear that she's wearing a skirt. She was Marasa before Marasa. Come on, everyone. Get excited. My super fun performance is about to start. Merlin Happy Live! Doot! Big doop! I'm Merlin Prismriver on the trumpet. It's time for my solo. Here I go. And there's the part right there, trumpets and all. I like that she got the big trumpet part. Youmu, Youmu, Youmu. Alright. Everybody gets to go in the basic tier today. It is now Yomu's turn. Youmu. Youmu Konpaku's usual outfit features a turquoise vest and skirt. Youmu somehow ended up working as a maid at the Scarlet Double Mansion. Sakura lent her a maid uniform. For the Sode of the new year, she wishes good fortune for both her and Lady Yuyuko. Who was that small creature back there? That itty bitty little creature. Bunny Ninja Spirit. What? Notice that the rabbit costume raises Yomu's sword aura. What? What the fuck is... What? What is the... Huh? Whatever. White Gardener of the Netherworld Tower. Look at the size of her ghost. How is it wearing an accessory? It's a ghost. That doesn't make any sense. Now it makes even less sense. Yomu's outfit for a special party she keeps warm because both her halves have matching scarves. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, man. We're matching. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that. You have more outfits? Damn, you're popular. Who would have thought? She keeps her usual 2 swords in the Shinai carry case. The Shinai carry case, that's like a... I mean, it's for like kendo and stuff, right? You carry your wooden sword in that. Makes sense. Alright, she had a lot of costumes. I lost my mind. Hey, chat, you want to know a very useless detail about Youmu? You know her hairband ribbon thingy always faces the same direction? Right? So, in this case, you can see it. It's always on... I'm fucking up my left and rights right now. It's always on the left side of her head. I think. No. Streamer? Flip her around. It's the right side of her head. It's always on the right side of her head. And the little ghost right here under her bow tie, if you can see it. There's a little ghost emblem on her vest that's always on the left side. It's always opposite to the hair ribbon. And that is consistent on every version of Youmu where her skirt and vest are decorated with those symbols, except one. And that is the early artist of CDS, where they drew the symbol and the hair ribbon on the same side. They were the only person to ever fuck that up in the history of Youmu outfit. Just felt like sharing that. Temperament. Solid 10. Solid 10 refers to azure blue skies as well as spring skies, while Youmu is sometimes called half-baked. Dude. She still aims to be a full-fledged swordswoman, and that refreshing energy of hers is reflected in this temperament. Okay. Capable of sword fighting. Yep. While this ability may seem simple to simply explain Yomu's skill with the sword, it also shows her potential. Those around her tend to call her inexperienced, and her appearance does make her seem young. But if she were to go up against a regular human, she would be considered an expert with the sword. She follows the teaching of her fencing instructor and ancestor and trains daily, to the point that she eventually learned how to cut time itself. Her two swords also give her strength. Her long sword, the Rokanken, was forged by yokai, and her shorter sword, the Hakuroken, can severe lingering attachments in the cycle of rebirth. There isn't much that she can't cut. When did she cut time, chat? When did she do that? I don't remember her ever cutting time. It's a pretty impressive thing to cut. Sword aura. She lets her sword aura fly at her target in this bullet hell attack. Sword aura refers to the spirit a sword wielder lets out, but Youmu actually uses that aura itself to attack. She slows time stream where you complain every time she does it. Oh, that's her bullet time? That's her bullet time effect, is her cutting time? That actually makes sense. Because she randomly does have bullet time that she uses. And I was like, why does she have bullet time? It's because she's cutting time. That's stupid, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. That makes sense. Lotus posture slash. This bullet hell attack features her two swords swinging down at a cross, glinting as they hit their target. The distinctive name comes from a Buddhist term, as do the names of some of Yomu's other attacks. Michelle Bristling Power Wing quote versus Saki. They say it takes 200 years for one to be able to cut time. A long way to go. So she can't do it yet. Or is she saying that she can't do it yet? Or is she saying that Sakuya can't do it yet? Nobody actually knows how old Youmu is. She's gonna live for a long time, but she was not old enough to know about the 60-year cycle, according to Yukari, because that short story that exists, where Yukari goes around asking the humans about it, but none of them know, and Youmu is not old enough to know. So Youmu is not 60, but she's not necessarily the same age as Sakuya, Reimu, and Marissa. 10 to 200? More like 10 to 59. It's more like 10 to 59. Either way, it's she's young by her species standard, I suppose, but she's not 60 years old because she doesn't have any recollection of, or not even necessarily 60 on the dot, because it's not like she would be cognizant at a young age anyway. So she's not old enough that she remembers something that happened 60 years ago. So that means she has to be somewhere below the age of like 65. She is an airhead. I like how in Silent Sinner and Blue, one of the chapters in Runegate is about how Youmu goes out to figure things out on her own, and then in CDS later, she's like, "Hey, Satori, you want to tell me everything?" And Satori starts talking, and Yomu's just like, yep. And Satori is like, I can tell that you are just nodding your head and you don't understand anything, right? And she's like, yep. Like, at some point, Youmu just gave up. In Silent Sinner and Blue, she tried to understand rockets, and then by CDS, she just decided to stop thinking. So in 60 just doesn't remember it? No, because the whole point of it is that Yukari doesn't remember the significance of it because her lifespan is so long that everything blurs at after a certain point. So she specifically goes and asks the humans because the humans' shorter lifespans mean that they remember a lot more things in their lives with, you know, more accurately, more fondness because their lives are shorter overall. But in Yukari's case, 60 years is like a blink. So Youmu was like her last check because Yomu's a special human. So I didn't exist at this point, so it was just Sakuya, Reimu, and Marissa. And they obviously aren't old enough to have known about a previous event. Where was I? Life-cutting sword. Okay, they changed it to life-cutting. I liked it better when it was called life-ending sword. That's a lot better. It's a simple attack. Youmu kills you. Next. Youmu uses her long sword, the Rokankin, to cut her target. The spell card looks as dangerous as it sounds, and Yomu's opponents are helpless against it. Human Oni, slash of eternal future. It slashes in all directions and cuts through both the living and dead. Since Youmu isn't using her shorter sword, the Hakuroken, this attack won't be sending any of the people she cut up into Nirvana. Matsuyoi Reflecting Satellite Slash. An incredible slash attack that activates with a delay. It seems to use the power of the Matsuyoi Moon, which appears on the night before the harvest moon. Perhaps what we see is actually the reflection of the attack coming back down after reaching the moon. This might sound unbelievable, but this is Youmu. She could do it. Okay, Youmu fan. Whoever wrote this is a massive Youmu fan. Yeah, that sounds completely unbelievable, but this is Youmu we're talking about. She could do it. She's different. She's built. With two swords, the Rokankin and the Hakuroken, she faces her opponent. Though sometimes that opponent is just a tree in the garden. Ow, okay, that wasn't written by a Youmu fan. The teachings of Yomu's master are too strict for normal humans, but Yomu's lifespan is longer, so she'd be able to reach her master's level one day. To raise your skill, you need to rid yourself of evil thoughts, but the more unclouded the mind is, the more susceptible it is to influence. Huh. That's true. Alright, Youmu. Chop her the fuck up. I put all my yokai power into this blow. Your what? The sword will sever your life without severing your flesh. It turned green. Yep, that's the move. She just overhand swings you with a green blade and you die. I cut the heavens. I cut reason. I even cut time itself. Nobody can escape my blade. Electricity. Choppy. This is the secret technique of the Netherworld Ghost Shrine Hakugokudo's fencing instructor. The culmination of all my training, a half human, half phantom's full body and spirit. Okay, the flash was unnecessary. Yeah, rip apart. And now she has that little Youmu smile. Yep. I love that. Look at this. She's such a dork about it. She, all serious face, pulls it out, twirls, eyes closed, sheaths it, and then she just got that big dork smile on her. Okay. Also, that was a little bit of information there that you might pass by, but yes, Youmu is actually Yuyuko's fencing instructor, but she's doesn't that detail never really comes into play like ever. But it's a thing that she's apparently in charge of, is teaching Yukari or Yuyuko fencing. All right. So where would I put this? I'm gonna put this in the. I'm gonna put this. Basic. You know why? Because Yomushi has sword she cut. Yuyuko mentioned it once in Toho. She might have, but it's also in her omake, I believe. But yes, one of Yomu's roles is to teach her fencing, and she just doesn't seem to care, like at all. Alright, next is Yuyuko. Ghost in the Netherworld Tower. It's not a tower. It's a mansion. A light blue kimono that flutters in the wind. The design on the kimono here is the one from PCB. It's got the cherry blossom petals. Oh, that's her 10 Desires outfit. It's got the ghost pattern on it. Another one of her usual outfits, only a slight difference, but it's a matter of taste. Okay. Yeah, if you didn't know, aside from the fighting games, Yuyuko actually has a different pattern on all of her kimonos. Bunny hoping for resurrection. That looks stupid. Rabbit costume. And, well, that's a peaceful, national peaceful ghost. That's so pink. Took a little paper triangle. Look at the Youmu in the background. Best part. Oh, they even had the paper triangle on the little headband thing. They took it off and took it off there with their hat. Yeah, what was I saying? And Yuyuko's kimono pattern is different in every game except the fighting games, where the fighting games they all share the same pattern, but it's a different one. I don't think I'm saying that correct, so let me explain. So in PCB, they look like cherry blossom petals, kind of like arranged like a flower. In Scarlet Weather Rhapsody, Hisso Tensoku, and Immaterial Missing Power, her design has butterflies on it. In Imperishable Night, they have different phases of the moon on them. And in 10 Desires, they have phantoms on them, which is what you see here. So all of Yuyuko's unique appearances, because all the fighting games have the same art. They all use the same art, so them having the same pattern makes sense. So Yuyuko has a couple different designs. Now, the real interesting thing about that is that the main design you see is this one. If Yuyuko's kimono is drawn with a pattern, if it's drawn with a pattern, it's almost always drawn with the PCB pattern, or it has no pattern at all. There are obviously exceptions, but most people, I think, they look at Yuyuko PCB and they're like, yep, that's what her kimono looks like, and that's how all she wrote. But she has a couple different types of kimonos. Her temperament is Yuki. Yuki refers to snow, ice crystals that mostly fall in the winter. Apparently, Yuyuko altered this temperament herself. Perhaps she was overlaying her own experience as a ghost in an incident with the snow stayed long past its time. Oh. See, I did know that. I did know that Yuyuko is responsible for her own temperament. I remember that from SWR. But that actually is a good explanation. Because it's playing into the fact that she caused the elongated winter in PCB just a game ago. So that's why, well, not a game ago because 10.57, but you know what I mean. She started an event or an incident for caused a prolonged winter, so her temperament reflects that. That's cool. Capable of manipulating death. A simple yet terrifying ability that allows Yuyuko to unilaterally end the life of her target, be they a human or a yokai. However, she has never been seen using this power. It also does not work on immortals like the people of Horai. Incidentally, she had a different ability when she was still alive. Did she? What was it? Want to tell me? You want to tell me? I'd love to know. Yuyuko Saigyouji. She summons spirit butterflies to bombard her target. Butterflies are said to represent souls and be messengers from the realm of the dead, even in other countries. Lights of the unborn. She shoots out an intense and strangely cherry blossom pink light. With reincarnation, souls that have not yet been born may be the closest to souls that have died and have been purified. Ghastly dream. She unleashes a multitude of spirit butterflies in this nightmarish attack. It is said that people's dreams are all connected, as are the afterlife and the world beyond. Butterflies are the guides that connect the dreams. See, that's cool because then if you think about how there's the old story about the butterfly, the philosopher and the butterfly. He did the butterfly dream. Can't remember the name of it, but you know the one I'm talking about. It's referenced in Toad a couple times. The guy, the philosopher who dreams he's a butterfly and is like, perhaps I am dreaming of being the philosopher and I was always the butterfly. Ooh. But also, Eden develops a special drug, which she calls the butterfly dream pill, which is said to give good dreams. She also developed one that gives you nightmares because I don't know, but she did. And Alice is apparently a frequent customer of the Butterfly Dream Pill. So she's the main business for that. But that's one of those things that's never really talked about outside of the little article that mentions it. Butterfly sign. Deadly lance of the swallowtail crest. A barrage of spirit butterflies and lances of light that pierce to the target. Get attacked by the spear and you will end up scattering like a dream on a spring night. Saigyouji Parinirvana. Her last word is basically just resurrection butterfly. It really is. She lets out a burst of powerful light and resurrection butterflies. Okay. In this manifestation of the return of the soul and death. The spell card signifies that Saigyo Akashi is at its full bloom, which also signifies Yuyuko's death. Is Yuyuko herself aware of this? Sure, I mean, she made the attack, didn't she? The spirit that served Yuyuko at Hakugokuro since they are waiting for reincarnation. They are honest and obedient. An item for collecting spirits that was once lent to Youmu. It is very valuable, so be careful not to drop it. Yuyuko's thoughts toward the Saigyo Akashi. It calms her mind and increases her focus, but it slows her down. Oh, is that what it is? I heard that the reason orange is called an orange is because it was called an orange, and then the color orange was named after the fruit. That's what I heard. So the color orange was named after the fruit. But then for like blueberries, the fruit was named after the color. That's what I heard. Like Chen! Her name can mean orange, did you know? Bet you didn't. How could you? An invitation to death, a life in limbo, a kaleidoscope of butterflies to collect your soul. Let me deliver your guide to the netherworld. How can you say that when you have little nubs? What are you saying? Bro got pelted by paper butterflies. Butterflies have with no stingers, no venoms, and yet they still pierce through the soul. I love that scaled tooled background. To be behind her but visible. When the never blooming cherry blossom tree finally blooms, the true return of the soul and death will manifest. Just take out the middle of the screen. That's not dodgeable. You cheated. A little boring. A little bit boring. Just a little bit. Oh, it's like Bigfoot camera. Basic. I wouldn't call it yawn. I wouldn't call it yawn emoji. Got me talking, you know. You know what's funny about that, chat? I think about this. Has been on my mind for a while. One time I made a joke on Twitter when I said comparing Ringo to Chen is like comparing apples to oranges, and I thought that was pretty funny. Haha, good one, streamer. And one of the replies to that was, "There's a character named Orange." I was like, okay, there sure is. Let's try that joke again real quick. Man, comparing Ringo to Orange is like comparing apples to oranges. Ha ha ha. Yup. I don't know, man. There's no purpose to that comment at all. It was an extremely wordless comment, and it just keeps me up sometimes, and I just think about it. I'm like, why? What is, like, huh? What did you even? What is the what? See, I can't even formulate a fucking thought. All right, Ron features a Chinese-style tabard in indigo. Inspired by clothing from the outside world. What an awful outfit. Jesus Christ. fine enough. Only 3 outfits? That's all you got? Okay. Kitsune no Yomitori, that's the fox's wedding. Yep, I knew exactly what that was going to be as soon as I saw that. It means the fox's wedding and refers to a sun shower. This term is used in certain parts of Japan. The more generic term is Tenkeami. Tenkiame, which is Yukari's temperament. That makes the temperament a perfect fit for Ron, who's both Yukari Shikigami and a fox. Yeah, remind me of Azure Lane. Was it really worthless if you got owned so hard? Bro. Did he though? Did he really get me? Did he really get me? It feels to me like he completely missed the joke. But how could you miss the joke? Chat, you're just gonna agree with anyone who gets me, alright? People can be like, I disagree, and you'd be like, so true, so true, so true, and then what do I get, huh? What do I get out of it? In Ron's case, oh, okay, people of using Shikigami. In Ron's case, the ability to use Shikigami means the ability to control Chen. You can call Shikigami a kind of pattern, like software for the computers used in the outside world. Ron herself is Yukari Shikigami, but she has Chen as her own Shikigami too. Software allows the computer to do something they could not originally do, so yokai possessed by Shikigami can do things they normally would not be able to. But it also stops them from doing other things at the same time. If you want to know more, you should ask Yukari. Don't pass it off to her. Tail Spinner. After Yukari upgraded Ron, she gained the ability to use this attack, which shoots needles, rotating at high speed. It looks like a pom-pom of yarn and is a secret favorite of Yukari's. What? Yukari loves it! The shot is based on Ron's sly yokai laser. There's no such move. Yukari came up with the name with inspiration from a lengthy book. Sky Dragon Ascension. Tail Hedgehog reference? Shut up. No. There's no Tail Hedgehog reference. Ron can fly regardless. She doesn't. Her tails don't need to fucking move. She can just fly. Shikigami Chen. She uses her own Shikigami god in this attack. Chen is still inexperienced, so she does not move that intelligently, but this will surely become a more formidable attack in the future. Protection of Zenki and Goki. She shoots out 2 colors of light bullets. Zenki and Goki are a pair of married Oni who served a worshipper in the past. They sometimes serve Yukari as a Shikigami. Nasu and the 3 Takeda's Killing Stone. It is It refers to a legend related to Tamano no Mai, one of the most famous yokai. The pieces of the shattered Killing Stone are said to have become 3 different spirits. That rock broke a couple years ago. Tamamo no Mai is free. She uses her Shikigami, that is Chen, to help her fight. It also helps boost her motivation. A spell that can be used by Nine-Tailed Kitsune, it increases her own yokai power. Aim for the target's weak points like a fox on the hunt. Yeah, keep playing them. Okay. Just making sure it plays. Blur. How many years ago? 4 or 5? This girl is my adorable Shikigami. Come now, show the results of your training. Can I just say something real quick? This is a really small detail that doesn't come up very often. But with Ron, I love when Ron closes her eyes and she has the expression of a kitsune. Because it's one of those things that very not relevant like 90% of the time. But every now and again you see somebody do this for her design and they give her those fox eyes. The way they slant, it's very reminiscent of a kitsune, which is perfect for her because that's what she is. There she is. She do be flying. Nyum. Nyum. Oh fuck, exit Chen. Go forward or backward, it makes no difference. You're still playing right into my hands. Yeah, Zenki Goki. I think Zenki Goki's easier to deal with than Red Oni, Blue Oni, but that's because you gotta get uncomfortably close to Chen to deal with it. Witchcraft that comes from being a beautiful woman. Do not underestimate the power of sorcery. White-faced golden nine-tailed fox, you will be turned into stone and shattered. Oh shit, she blew up the stinky rock. She just yawned, stretched and yawned. It's a favorite. Another basic. I mean, basic's fine. Basic's not like bad or anything. Yawn is when the lore is just like, there's nothing really there. There's no additional context added to anything. I like the little Yukari mention that she likes the tailspin attack. I like the Tamano no Mai reference for the last word because it's perfect for her. It really is. You know what? That alone, I'm going to put her here because that alone is good. Also, her temperament being a fox's wedding is... It makes sense. These are expected things, but it's still cool that they're tying into that. Alright. And now, Yukari Yakumo's usual outfit features a Chinese-style sage's tabard in purple. Are you sure about that? Are you absolutely sure about that? I think you should probably get your eyes checked. Come back next week. Gorgeous student president. She write that? Inspired by clothing the outside world. It's similar to the clothes worn by Taoists in China. Oh, go back to that, please. What color are her eyes? Purple. Purple, okay. Another small detail that I think is cool. I'm spoiling my video again. This is a detail I talked about. But Yukari has two prominent eye colors that she's seen with, and that's purple and yellow. And while it's not like a guaranteed thing, you'll find that the majority of the time her eyes are purple in this outfit, and her eyes are yellow in this outfit. Again, it's not like guaranteed, but if you look into it, you'll notice it's more common in that regard for those four. I think it's pretty cool. White yokai of fantasy. They just put her in a big wedding dress. Look at this stupid hand coming out. Happy celebration. Why is she gonna make a freak show out of it, dude? Road safety gap yokai. What about that has no accidents nor rule violations with bullets as always? What? Whatever, Yukari, you're old. Tenki Ame. Tenki Ame refers to sun showers when rain falls from the sky even though the sky is clear. It usually occurs at the boundary between rainy and sunny weather. Oh, that's why he did it. Or just as rain clouds are clearing up. Which is a good representation of Yukari's temperament. Capable of manipulating boundaries. A frightening ability that is versatile and powerful. Boundaries exist for everything and can be found everywhere. Yukari can control them all, and she can even destroy them to create something new if she wanted to. She has the ability to overturn everything from the ground up. If she actually did, her power would rival that of the gods, or even surpass them. However, it seems like she has no intention of doing anything of the sort. But who knows? This is Yukari. She is always scheming something. Way to have faith. Nobody trusts her. Summoning ceremony. She summons Ron, her Shikigami, and makes her shoot out needles in the Shikigami bullet attack. The fact that Yukari makes her Shikigami fight even though she's a yokai herself is very much typical of her. Are the needles made of Ron's fur? Apparition needle. In this bullet hell attack, Yukari shoots out needles tinged with yokai energy. Reimu has a similar shot, but it is unclear whether they are related in any way. Abandoned line, aimless journey to the abandoned station. She summons a train car from a giant gap and drives it into her opponent. Wait, what? Can you even call this a bullet hell attack? Just from the description, the spell card sounds like it would be effective against giant monsters. Didn't Cthulhu get hit by a big rig? Is that what that's a reference to? I've never read the Cthulhu story, but I seem to recall something about Cthulhu getting hit by a big vehicle. Maybe that's what it's referencing. Maybe it's just being cheeky. I don't know. Either way, what the fuck is she doing? That was a board game? You're a board game. He was rammed by a boat. Oh, okay. Ran, Yakumo, and Chen. No name. She summons the Shikigami Ran and Chen simultaneously, making them spin out flying as they attack the opponent. There's probably not many people who can take on all three of these yokai at the same time. Get hit by a boat and goes back to sleep. Oh, understandable. Night-night. Profound bullet barrier. Phantasm, foam, and shadow. Oh, soap! This is the soap move. That's my favorite. Phantom soap. It was used as a barrier made of bullets, showcasing Yukari's very essence. Phantasm, foam, and shadow are all ephemeral. A metaphor for life. While normally it would be a yokai's nature to attack humans and cause them harm, Yukari protects against Saikyo, and that includes the humans in it. If you tweak the boundaries, you can cheat without leaving any traces. You can easily make your enemies target you as you heal up. Nobody knows her true intentions. She's just one of the yokai sages protecting against Saikyo. Barriers are like filters. In a way, a parasol is like a barrier too. Careful, you should step back inside the line. Oh, you think you're real cute? Yes, yes, right there. Don't move now. That was more than 6 train carts. She just hit you with a fucking train. Seems like you don't understand how truly frightening I can be. Ron, Chen, teach him a lesson. She summons her goon squad. Yo, Chen is moving in slow motion, though. Ron, look at all the shit Ron's doing. Look at Chen. Whee! Ron's flying a mile a minute. This world of humans and yokai is as fleeting as a dream. Yet I will still protect against Saikyo I love with all my heart. Soap! Oh, well, that was kind of... That was the opposite. The bullets are supposed to go towards her. The little umbrella twirl looked kind of ratchet. Ew, you see that? Look at the way she twists her umbrella. What was that? Back that shit up. It feels like... It feels kind of nasty. Ew. Alright. Where are we putting her? I mean, that was pretty yawn. If I do say so myself, that was pretty yawn. Nom, 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 nom. Just standard Yukari fare. What can I say? Yep, she does the thing. Hit you with a train. I already know that. I already know that. I already know all that. I know all of it. It's all known information. Now, normally we'd be done, but we'll do one more chat. We'll smack in Suika real quick. This will be our last one. Suika Ibuki's usual outfit features a sleeveless blouse with a purple skirt. Vanishing Go Home President Club. Okay. Night parade of 100 maids. It's so small that even fairies could wear. Reckless white. Oh, good. Okay. That is weird. Temperament. So refers to drizzle and scattered rain. This is an apt temperament for Suika, who is capable of manipulating density. Suika's capable of manipulating density. Suika's ability allows her to alter the density of various things. She can use it to change her own body into a mist. Also, changing the density of objects lets her indirectly manipulate heat, which she uses in battle. The reason she's able to become a giant and create tiny clones of herself is presumed to also be due to this ability. Suika can apparently even create something like a black hole when she takes this ability to its extremes. This is an incredibly versatile ability that can be applied in all sorts of situations, but perhaps due to Suika's straightforward personality, she only uses it in a fairly limited number. Suika Will-O-Wisp art. Kishin Will-O-Wisp art. She summons a Will-O-Wisp up from the ground at the target's feet and then makes it explode. Will-O-Wisps are orbs of blue-tinted fire that appear in graveyards and swamps. Okay. They're also called Hitodama, human souls, Kitsunebi, Foxfire, or Onibi, Oni fire, in Japan. It said that Will-O-Wisps are caused with the combustion of phosphorus gas produced by decaying organic material, but others say they are caused by some sort of plasma effect. The truth has yet to be determined. Foregathering spiritual flowers. She blows out a cloud of spirit power that she gathered up. The sake lees. The sake lees created during the brewing process are sometimes called flowers. This attack may be a byproduct of Suika's drinking. That's disgusting. Oni sign, missing power. She regains her lost Oni strength and attacks with reckless abandon. For some reason, Suika lost the strength she once had at the height of her power, but the spell card seems to indicate that she can regain a portion of that strength when certain conditions are met. Oni are rarely seen against Sokyo, and not much is known about what happened to the other Oni or their current whereabouts. That's not true. Well, I mean, not much is known is true, actually. They live in the underground, kind of, but nobody knows anything about them. Night Parade of 1,000,000 demons. 1,000,000! A profusion of bullets are successfully shot out at this attack. The Night Parade is a procession of mysterious yokai that feature in many Japanese folktales. It is said that your life is forfeit if you ever meet the Night Parade, but some stories infer that this can be avoided by pretending to be drunk. You gotta pretend to be drunk for 1,000,000 fucking yokai passing you by? How would you even do that? You get sober eventually. Renewed Bloodsucker Dojigiri. This attack recreates the Dojigiri katana by compressing memories. A katana with the same name exists in the outside world and is a national treasure of Japan. It is thought that the Suika's past is deeply connected to this katana, but the details are unclear. It is possible that this may have something to do with Suika's lost strength, her dislike of lies, and the weakness of sake that all Oni have. That's the story of Shuten Doji, right? Yeah, it's the katana that was used to decapitate Shuten Doji. Because Suika is based on Shuten Doji. Oh! Kaseta's based on Ibaraki, who was said to be Shuten Doji's wife. Ain't that something? Description of Will-O-Wisp and her first attack is a reference to neo-traditional legend of Japan. Yeah, that makes sense that it's a reference to something in canon because that was a very long-winded explanation for a regular shot. So they just grabbed everything they could about it from official sources. Skills. The gourd. A sake bug lives in the strange gourd. It is apparently like a sake brewery inside. Oni take pride in detesting lies and venerating honesty. This is one of the main reasons why Oni stopped appearing before humans. Each chain represents nothingness, harmony, or permanence. In other words, they are a representation of Suika and her ability. I gotta go down here. Chad, how do you feel knowing that this series will, like, never end? We're 2 parts in, we're 2 games in, and every total character from 6 to 18 exists. You think Oni would be big and strong, right? Yeah, nothing's as terrifying as as powerful as an Oni. Why is she chicken winging? Did I hear that right? Did you just make a Mario sound effect? Okay. She's just jumping in your general vicinity and you're getting hit by it? That's on you, Flan. Fantasy, the mysterious key adrift in this world. It all gathers together. 100 Oni times 100 and times 100 again. 1,000,000 demons. Bro, I could count every single one of those bullets and it would not equal 1,000,000. I can still remember even now. I am an Oni. Fear me! She looks like she's gonna vom. Yeah, so she summons a sword and just goes ch-ch-ch-ch. Chops you the fuck up. She's pulling the sweet potatoes. Debug. Wrinkle night bug. Alright. Well, I'll give you this, Suika. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All stuff we knew, but the last word is good. It's a good reference to your source material. and taking the explanation for Will-O-Wisp. It was a bit wordy, but, you know, we'll take it. And that's it, chat. We did it. Whoa! Clap emoji. It's been 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we got through 1 game. Actually, 2 if you want to split hairs. Because we got through 7.5. So next would be Riguru and Mistia and Kane. So, Kane, Tay, Raisin, and Moko, those were characters who were very early on in Lost Word. I'm pretty sure Mistia and Wriggle and Eren and Kaguya were much later. I'm pretty sure Mistia and Wriggle, it might be the latest entries in the game based on the fact that they have backgrounds in their character art. Like, look at Medicine, for example. Medicine was a launch unit, and she is just kind of the character. Shizuha was too, and she's got a background. Yeah, Wriggle and Mistia were definitely late. Kane and Moko, I think they weren't like starter units, but I'm pretty sure Raisin and Tay were in they were in the initial release of the game. And Eren and Kaguya, because Eren and Kaguya were part of a special banner when they showed up, and I think they were on there with Moko and Kane, but I might be misremembering that. And you'll see that reflected. Oh, okay. I recognize a couple of them. Like Nitori, obviously. The further down the list we go, basically, chat, assume that the less popular characters are the newest characters because they were too busy adding the characters who make the money first, and then they started later adding the characters who weren't going to make them as much money. But damn. They robbed her. Of all the characters that you would steal from, her? Really? She must be a later character. They must have gotten some reins on the artist at this point or something, because there is nothing there. Nemina was pretty early? Yeah, she was. She got a whole event to her. Like, look at Saki. What the fuck? Kagero gave out, like, fucking 1% of her chest to every other character in the series. Unbelievable. They're so, huh? Why though? That's so weird. That is so weird to me. The fuck is this Marissa? The fuck is... Oh, these are new ones. These were like just announced. Yeah, live 20... It's just... Yeah, that's whatever. Who cares? Irrelevant. Show too? They took Show? Oh man, they took everybody. They gave it to Oren. They gave more to Satori than Show. Huh? What is happening in this world? Okay. Alright. Look at me. She's so dark. Why is she so dark? I bet it's because the yellow she wears is in proper lighting is kind of bad on the eyes. So they just made her really dark. Oh, you have a tan. It's noticed. Eika has a bit of a tan. Well, isn't that nice? Where'd she get a tan from? She's living on a dead river. She's like the only character with one. It's like noticeable too if you look at it. Like compared to every other character around her, it's quite noticeable. She usually does. Does she? She might. I can't remember what she looks like because why would I? Alright, chat. Anyway, progress was made. Big clappa. Big clappa. Have you looked at Tojiko? Look at Tojiko. Tojiko is like... She looks really like... How do I say it? Her skin tone is very different from everybody else's. Anyway, we'll continue this another time and we'll go into total 8 characters. So we had 3, 6, 9, 12. Did I count that right? We get 12 characters today. So next time we can do all of total 8 and total 9 because that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So yeah, we can do total 8 and 9 together due to the size of it. But PCB gets a bit inflated because Lily is there. There's 3 there's 3 stage 4 bosses. There's 4 bosses in stage 4, counting Lily. So there's 3. The Prismrivers plus Lily is all 4 bosses in 1 stage, and then Yukari is a character in the extra stage. So PCB has a very large cast of characters as a result of that. It's hard to do Prismriver type characters. They're like sisters. Sisters were things later on, of course, but the Prismrivers were like, oh god, let's never do that again. Which is probably fine, because they have a unique dynamic to being 3 instead of a pair, which is fine. Okay. Anyway, Chad, I hope you enjoyed some cool stuff, some other stuff that wasn't as great, but for the most part, we learned. We learned, and we are all smarter for it, I hope. And next time, we'll be even smarter. Although, truly, the smartest ones of us all are the ones who decided to leave the stream before I even started.